All right, everybody. Today, I promised a while ago that I would get into looking into the Strixhaven uh, D&D setting and how it compared well with the cards and so on and so forth. And what I'm going to share with you today is really something that set off my tissues. Like I was not happy when I found this. So without any further ado, let's just dive into it. Let's drop the backdrop. Here we have the Silver Quill Pledge Mage. Now, let me give some background on this Strixhaven. Strixhaven is basically Harry Potter in Magic the Gathering. That's what it is. Instead of four houses, there's five. There's uh, five different color combinations. I think it's red, white, blue, green, um, as well as black, green, black, white, and I think blue, red. Those are the combinations they have available. Those are the different houses. I'm not going to tell you what the houses are because I don't remember them off the top of my head. But here we have an example of something that has happened in the book compared to the cards. And I get that they were Harry Potter fans, but you can tell that these were the losers in college because they don't know what a pledge mage is, or what a pledge is if you're in a fraternity, or if you're in any sort of like actual like brotherhood or social grouping. Like these were the losers who not made the cards, but wrote the D&D side of shit. Because it's obvious that those who made the Magic the Gathering cards were a little more in touch. Because we see here Silver Quill Pledge Mage. Now, here's your first clue. It's a common. Why is it a common? Because it's a pledge mage. And this is where you can tell these writers didn't fucking talk. Because in the description, it says that stylish and driven, the students of Silver Quill College, first as apprentices and then as pledge mages. No, 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 no. Do you know how we know this? Do you know how I know that that's crap? Because if we look at the Silver Quill Apprentice, one, it's more balanced. It's a 2-2, not a 3-1. Um, but it's also an uncommon. So there's already a clear hierarchy here. There's already the people who made the Magic the Gathering card set already knew, okay, the apprentices are going to be higher than the pledge mages. Why? Because this is a college. Because this is going after, we're going to reimagine Harry Potter in the houses. So, but pledges in any collegial secret society setting are always going to take a backseat to the apprentices or the initiates of the fraternity. A pledge mage is the bottom rank. End of story. And they've already fucked it up. Because if you look at the armor class hit points and right above actions, you'll see challenge level. A pledge mage is a level 4. But if you look at the apprentice um, over here, we're going to go to the apprentice page. The apprentice is a challenge of a 2. So who dropped the ball here? Who's responsible for this these shenanigans? Because this is beyond the pale. Like whoever did this clearly did not know what they were doing. Okay? And this is what I find frustrating is the entire point of translating Magic the Gathering into a D&D setting was to provide an authentic experience at the role play table. And this is the kind of trap that we keep getting. This is even the worst offense by the like the entire system is a whole other like friendship uh um lover mechanic that is just absolutely degenerate. But they couldn't even get this. They couldn't even get power level of the cards, which is clearly shown in the rarity. In the cards that were faster to play will have far more influence on the battlefield. They couldn't even get that right. They still, for some reason, looked at the apprentice mage's mana cost, I'm assuming, and said, "Oh, that's a weaker creature." That's not how Magic the Gathering works. That's not, and if you try to put the stats side to side, it doesn't work. So let's start with what they think is the weaker card, so to speak. So you have Silver Quill Apprentice as a 2/2 Magecraft. When you copy or cast or copy instant or sorcery, target creature gets +1/+0 till end of turn, whatever. Now, to represent 2/2 toughness, they gave it an armor class of 12, AC 12, 15 with mage armor, 44 hit points for a 2/2. Wow, that's generous. Holy shit. So with this, I'm just gonna presume that hit points wise, toughness is what, 20 hit points? Is that what I'm getting here? And then you go through their stat line. It's pretty basic. 10 strength, 14 dex, 13 constitution, 12 intelligence, 11 wisdom, 15 charisma. Not bad. Not bad at all. Inkblade, they make that a little weaker since they're a 2/2. It only hits for 5 plus 9 psychic damage. And rousing verse, it's a pretty interesting ability. That's their 2/2. That's an uncommon 2/2 for these people. How much different is it for the Pledge Mage, which is a common? It's a common card. Well, let's not forget that this is a common card that costs more, but it's a 3/1, meaning it should be a little beefier. The charisma's up to 13. They did that okay, but they bumped the armor class to 13, 16 with mage armor. So they gave it more hit points. They made it tougher to hit. They gave it basically more. So it does hit harder. It does hit 5 plus 10 psychic damage. It has spell casting, which it's the other way around. Pledge Mage shouldn't have as many spells as the Apprentice. I think we already established that. Um, and so it doesn't make any sense the way that they've stacked this up. Um, this is just embarrassing, to be honest. This is very embarrassing. This card is supposed to cost more, and it's supposed to have lower toughness, so something like harder, easier to kill, so to speak. A glass cannon, if you, yeah, it's supposed to hit harder, but it's going to be kind of easier than to knock off its balance. But nothing reflects it. Nothing in this stat sheet reflects that this creature, that this NPC is going to be the glass cannon that canonically in the card set it's supposed to be. And I was hoping that they'd be competent enough for me to get a kind of a barometer. See, if I use my shade system to translate this quill mage, this silver quill mage, will I have something reliable to work on for their stat sheet and compare D&D to shades? And obviously not. Obviously not. Obviously, that is going to be a whole other enchilada. Um, they're not going to make this easy for me, guys. But so, um, that's where we're at with this. They couldn't even get the lore right for the NPCs and for the Strixhaven setting itself. They fucked it up. Obviously, whoever made this rule book for Strixhaven was not communicating with the card creators, and I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you fuck this. I don't know how you fail this hard unless you were the loser in college and you're just trying to justify your degree in retrospect. 'Cause I don't know what you were doing. I don't know what you were doing. If you didn't understand that a pledge was lower than the apprentice or the initiate, if you didn't know that, you should not have made. You should not have had an enemy. You were out of your league, and that's what I found. That's what's pissing me off. And I will report to you later with more BS from this set. And yes, it's like this for all five of the mages sets in this setting. It's abysmal. They completely messed it up. That's it, guys. Go throw some shade. Bye bye.